Namo Namaha. Welcome to the bonus section on mantras. As you can see here, there's two ways to write the word mantra in Devanagari. One using the anusvara, which stands for any of the nasals. And the second is ma, n, contracted n, and tr, right? We've studied this. Now, it's appropriate to begin our first mantra with invoking Ganesha. And so the seed sound for Ganesha is gam. So, Om Gang Garnapataye Namaha. Om Gang Garnapataye Namaha. Om Gang Garnapataye Namaha. So this is how we write it. Garnapataye Namaha. Okay? And in transliteration, Om Gang Garnapataye Namaha. Actually. Okay. So this brings us to a point and a question you may have already raised in your mind about what do these nasals really stand for and why do we have so many of them? Why do we have 5 nasals? Ng, ny, n, n, and m. So to illustrate the function of nasals, I've written down a few English words. And we're going to take a look at the prefix in, meaning in, I-N in English. And I just want you to look at how it changes, even in English words. For example, the prefix in the word incomplete, it's not the same as the n in indefinite. Say incomplete. Incomplete. You hear where that n, where that nasal is? It's really the nasal from Sanskrit that's written like this sound. Okay? Ng. It's that guttural nasal. So even in English, we have these, except that English does not have the script to represent them. Let me say that again. English has all 5 of these nasal sounds that are found in the Sanskrit alphabet. However, it does not have the alphabet, the script, to describe them. So instead, we just use the simple letter n, but this incomplete sounds very different from indefinite. Say indefinite. Where is your tongue? Your tongue is on your teeth. Indefinite, right? That is because this is a dental sound. So this is a guttural. Okay? Indefinite is a dental. Nd. Okay? Then, if we go to a labial, watch what happens in English. The same prefix in, meaning not, changes to m, impractical. Why? Because the labial nasal is a m, right? So there it is in Sanskrit, m, and in transliteration, m, okay? And the dental, of course, is n. Even when the nasal here represented by n, the letter n, will change to l before another l. So watch this. In legal becomes illegal. This is nothing but, this is called sandhi. These are sandhi rules that we've covered in previous lessons that are there in English right in front of our eyes, but we don't have the technology, the developed grammar to describe them. Sanskrit does, and that's why we've taken a couple of lessons to describe sandhis. Now, we haven't talked about consonant sandhi, but this is what is happening here. Okay? We've talked about vowel sandhi, and Visarga Sandhi. This is an example of consonant Sandhi, and it happens in Sanskrit as well. So why does it happen in English too? Because this is the way we speak. So instead of saying in legal, right? Say it 7 times fast. In legal. You end up saying something like illegal. So the grammar rules of the language describe this process. Okay? So this is a special consonant sandhi that also happens in Sanskrit. So let's go back from the beginning. So the guttural row, here's an example. Incomplete. Okay? Incompetent. You're not saying incompetent. You're not saying in the dental. Incompetent. Try to say that. Incompetent. Notice that your tongue has to go forward, n, and then back to k. Incompetent. You see that? Incompetent. And how about in the word? So these are cerebrals. The word international. Now, not everybody says it with the tongue curled up, but this is an approximation in English. International. Notice that international is different from incomplete and different from impractical. All right? So the nasal is one thing, but it will come from different parts of the mouth, and hence there are different letters attributed to it in Sanskrit. In English, there's only the letter N as in Nancy and M as in Mary. Those are the only 2 nasals we have. Sanskrit has 3 more. Okay? So nga, here is the sorry, that's the letter T. So the cerebral N is N. We curl up your tongue and point at your third eye. So there is the dot, right? The dot under the N means curl up your tongue, point it at your third eye. So as you've probably guessed, what the nasal will be depends on the consonant that follows. If the following consonant is a guttural, like this is k, right? Complete, k, right? Incorrigible, right? Ingratitude, g, okay? Igneous, well, no, that's different. Incorrigible, okay? This is a guttural k. This, we haven't looked at the second one. This is the palatal. So if the following letter is a palatal, in this case, well, it's written as a g, but it's pronounced j, ingenious, engineer, j, ch, right? The palatal row, ch, j, nya. If there is a nasal before it, it will become this nya. Like in the word sueño. So when you say ingenious, your tongue is touching the palate. Ingenious, which is different from impractical, illegal, international, indefinite, right? So when the following consonant is a palatal, the nasal will become a palatal. When it's a guttural, the nasal will become a guttural. When it is a cerebral, a murdanya, or a retroflex, as this is sometimes called, as this ta is, right? This is ta. Then the nasal will become a retroflex nasal, na, international. When the following letter is a dental, what are the dentals? Ta, ta, da, da, na, ta, ta, da, da, na, right? Well, there's a da. So indefinite. Okay? And when the following letter is a labial, like p, improbable or impractical, and this is the labial. The nasal becomes the labial nasal, which is ma. Okay? And even in cases like illegal, there is vowel sandhi. So now, let's take a look at this. This anusvara, this dot, stands for all of these nasals, okay? This single dot, like the singularity, stands for all of these 5 nasals here, okay? So when we say om gang, what nasal it's going to be depends on the following consonant. So what is the following consonant? It is a guttural, g, k, k, g, g, ng. Therefore, we can also write this as a guttural, ng. Most importantly, this is how we're going to say it. So now you can say om gum ganapataye, om gum, like chewing gum. But really, what your mouth wants to say is om gang ganapataye namaha, 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 om gang ganapataye namaha. Okay? See, when you say it faster, you have to say it guttural. So you're saying om gang, right? So the word Sanskritam, that thing that we're learning right now, called Sanskrit, well, what is this dot going to stand for? Well, it comes before a sibilant. Forget the sibilant. Look at the following consonant. It's a k, it's a guttural. So this also is guttural. Okay, so it can be said as guttural. So Sanskritam, Sanskrita. Okay, but because of the S is which? Sh, palatal, right? Sh, cerebral, and then S was dental on your alphabet. Sh, S. So S is on the dental row. Okay? So then, to transliterate Sanskrit, most often it's written as an N. That's why we say Sanskrit, Sanskrit, Sanskritam. Okay? But with the sibilant, so you can say it as a Sanskritam, or you could skip the sibilant and go to the next one and say Sanskritam. And now, some people will often say Samskritam as well. But the m, the labial, is harder to say, Samskritam, because you have to go forward and back. Okay? So here, the dot will stand for a n, a dental n, Sanskritam. Okay? Sanskrit. All right. So, Om Ganganapataye Namaha, a great mantra for invocation. Okay, so now we're going to look at your core Prakriti sound. This is a unique mantra based on your Ayurvedic constitution, okay? Whether you're Vata, Pitta, or Kapha. So they most mantras begin with Om, right? Another way you can write Om is simply to write the letter O and put an Anusvara. That's another way, Om. Some people even write it Om, like that, okay? So Om. Then the mantra for Vata is Aim, okay? Vata. The mantra for Pitta is Hring, and for Kapha is Klim. And here they are in transliteration. Aim, Hring, Klim. Now this ma, as it's written, this is really the Anusvara. This is a nasal. So how you pronounce it is going to depend on the following consonant, okay? But just for reference, it's written as Om, Aim, Hrim, Klim, Namaha. Okay? Now, that's for all 3 doshas. So if you're primarily a Vata, then you would repeat Om Aim Namaha, Om Aim Namaha, Om Aim Namaha. If you're a combination of Vata 3, say, and Pitta 2, then you could say Om Aim Hrim Namaha, Om Aim Hrim Namaha, Om Aim Hrim Namaha. Let's say you're Kapha 3, however, and Pitta 2, and Vata only 1. Then you would repeat Om Klim Hrim Namaha, Om Klim Hrim Namaha. Okay? Or if you're Om Klim Hrim Namaha. Got it? Or if you're Pitta 3 and Kapha 2, then Om Hrim Klim Namaha, Om Hrim Klim Namaha. Okay? So this is mine. I need to repeat it some more. Om Hrim Klim Namaha. Okay. And then if you're Pitta 3 and Vata 2, obviously it would be Om Hrim Aim Namaha. Okay? Got it? So this is, if you don't know your constitution, see a professional Ayurvedic physician, and they will be able to tell you fairly easily. Now, this comes from the general bigger mantra, which is Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamunda Ye Namaha, which is a mantra to the Divine Mother. And this is a beautiful mantra for overcoming most obstacles, for giving you Shakti, because this is the powerful mantra to the Divine Mother. Okay, let's say it together. Om Aing Hring Kling Chamundaye Viche, not Namaha, Viche. Okay? So, Om Aing Hring Kling Chamundaye Viche. Chamunda Ye Viche. Okay, Simon. Like that. Om Aim Hring Kling Chamunda Ye Viche. Om Aing Hring Kling Chamunda Ye Viche. This is the nda, Chamunda. Okay? The yay ending is the dative ending. Okay? In addition to your Prakruti sound, if you know your Jyotisha chart, you can add on the sound of your nakshatra. And there are 27 special nakshatras that we don't have time to go into today. So if you would like to know your nakshatra sound, you can contact me for a reading or contact any practitioner of Vedic astrology to find your special mantra sound. In addition to that, there is another sound connected with your horoscope called, the Deepak Chopra has coined the term primordial sound. And it's based on the sound of your lunar asterism, again in your chart, that is to be used for meditation. And in India, this is very well known in India, people at the time of birth of the baby, they'll use it as the first sound of the baby's name. So if the sound is ku, for example, you can name the person Kusumam, which means flower. If the sound is ch, you can name them Chandra, right? Or even Western names, if the sound is Su, you can name the child Sue or Susie, right? So that is based on your own personal chart, and we can't go over it here. But if you want more information, you can check out my other programs, Decoding Your Life Map with Vedic Astrology, where we provide you with that sound, or see a practitioner of primordial sound meditation, certified practitioner by the Chopra Institute. Okay? All right. So now what we're talking about is a lot of what we call safe mantras. These are mantras that one can do in general without needing to be initiated necessarily by a guru or a teacher. Okay? Safe mantras are generally beneficial for everyone. They're not meant to cause harm to anyone or yourself. And so perhaps the ultimate of these mantras is the Gayatri. Gayatri mantra is a very ancient Vedic mantra to the sun. And it is said that when you do the Gayatri mantra, you truly illuminate your whole being to bring health, to bring intelligence, to bring good luck, and so on. Okay? Now, most of you probably know the Gayatri mantra, right? But I want to show you a way to do it that is both involves a ritual and it uses pranayama, uses your breath. Okay? So now this is going to flash across your screen, and I'm just going to do it. So the Gayatri is Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Right? But we're going to add this. That's not the full Gayatri. We're going to do the full Gayatri. And as we do it, we're going to inhale from our left nostril. And the full Gayatri goes like this. As you're inhaling, you're going to say Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, right? So as you inhale, say this. So I'm going to do this now so you can see, and I'm saying it internally. Obviously, I'm not saying it out loud. Then as you hold, you're going to say, Om Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat, but inside while you hold. Then exhaling, you're going to say the last part of the mantra. Om Apo Jyotirasya Brahma Bhurbhuvaha Suvarom. Okay, so now I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a full round. I'm going to inhale from my left, hold, and exhale on my right. Okay? See, do this with me. And then the second repetition, you do it again from the left. So the air is going in from the left, all out to the right. And as I'm inhaling left, all right? So now you do this, and I'll guide you through it. Ready? Inhale left. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Hold. Om Tat Savitur Varinyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Exhale. Om Apo Jyotir Samratam Brahma Bhurbhuvaha Swarom. Inhale left. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Om Apo Jyotir Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Apo Jyotir Samratam Brahma Bhurbhuvaha Swarom. Okay, now you're going to go at your own pace. I'm kind of trying to hurry this along, and I probably shouldn't. But your own pace is the way to do it. And you can do anywhere from 3 to 9 repetitions of this. You can do 18. You can do 27 repetitions. And it's a very cleansing exercise that traditionally people do when they do a puja. They do an offering to cleanse themselves, to cleanse their aura. Okay? Otherwise, you can simply do the Gayatri mantra 108 times every day at sunrise and make an offering to the sun, okay? For health, vitality, intelligence. That's probably the most well-known Vedic mantra. Okay, so now another very well-known Vedic mantra is the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra. Mrityunjaya, okay? Means victory over death mantra. This is a very powerful mantra that is part of a larger, much larger mantra called the Shri Rudram, and it's found in other places, that is devoted to Shiva. And it says, Om Triambakam, three-eyed. Remember in a previous lesson we saw it's not Triambakam. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Eva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamratat Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Iva Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshiyamamrutat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Iva Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshiyamamrutat. Okay, so now I'm going to go over a few sundri mantras, mantras for specific things. Here's a mantra for a general success in daily life. Om Aim Som Som Aim Om. Om Aim Som Som Aim Om. Om Aim Som Som Aim Om. Okay, it's a beautiful sattvic mantra to bring general success and prosperity in your daily life. Now, this is a mantra for helping to relieve vastu dosha, problems or defects in your home space. So the first one is simply paying obeisance to Vastu Purusha. Om Shri Vastu Purushaya Namaha. Om Shri Vastu Purushaya Namaha. Om Shri Vastu Purushaya Namaha. Then the longer one goes like this. Om Vastu Deva Namastestu Bhushayannirata Prabhu Madgraham Dhanadhanyadi Samridham Kuru Sarvada. Om Shri Vastu Purushaya Namaha. Then the mantra that I gave you earlier, Om Aing Hring Kling Chamundayai Viche. This is a beautiful mantra for helping to increase buddhi, also for intellect, for learning, and for clearing the space in your house as well. Okay. Now here are a couple mantras for eye diseases. First one is Om Aruna Hum Phat Swaha. Om Aruna Hum Phat Swaha. Om Aruna Hum Phat Swaha. The second one is Om Hrim Suryaya Namaha. Om Hrim Suryaya Namaha. Om Hrim Suryaya Namaha. And when you do any of these mantras, it's best to take a copper vessel full of water and say the mantra Om Hrim Suryaya Namaha. Om Hrim Om Aruna Hum Phat Swaha. Om Aruna Hum Phat Swaha. Okay? And say it 108 times, and then use half of the water to rinse your eyes. So take like an eyedropper and just put it in your eyes, and then drink the rest. Okay? So these are old school Ayurvedic mantric recipes. Okay? And you can do this with any mantra, even Gayatri, or any mantra that you do. Say it into water, and then drink that water, or give it to someone that you love. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Eva Bandhanan Mrityur Mukshiyamamrutat. Do that 108 times. You really charge that water. Water will take on the impression of any vibration that's put into it. So when you give that water to someone who is having health problems or dying even, this can help to bring relief according to Vedic Shastra. Okay? Then a very beautiful, safe, and common mantra is Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Okay? This is also good for stomach problems, pancreatic, any sort of digestion difficulties in Ayurveda. The repetition of Om Namah Shivaya just indefinitely, 108 times is the easiest, but you can say it 1,080 times every day. It's very quick. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. I just said 9 in one breath, right? There are a couple of mantras you can say for cooking. One is Om Annapurnaye Namaha. Om Annapurnaye Namaha. Om Annapurnaye Namaha. Okay? This is a mantra for Annapurna, the goddess of cooking. And these are very simple mantras that are very short, and for those of you who don't want to memorize or learn longer mantras. But ultimately, the reason I imagine you're learning Sanskrit is so that you can go deeper into the tradition. And when you go deeper into the tradition, you can access mantras, for example, for Ganesha. We did Om Ganganapataye Namaha. But there are very beautiful mantras that are much longer. For example, the Ganapati Atharva Shirsha Upanishad. Ganapati Atharva Shirsha Upanishad. This means the Atharva. Tharva means shaky. Atharva means steady, right? Is the negation. This is the mantra to make your head steady, to give you just steady progress in consciousness. And it is a long mantra that you can actually access on my website for free, and the full explanation of what it means. And it goes, Om Bhadram Karne Vishranu Devaham Bhadram Pashyemakshabiryajatraha Sthirairangehi Stushtovagum Sastanubhihi Vyashema Deva Hetanyadayuhu Swastina Indro Vrindhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishvavedaha Swastina Starksho Arishthanemihi Swastino Brahaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. This is just the invocation. Then the mantra begins. Om Lam Namaste Ganapataye Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi Tvameva Kevalam Dharatasi Tvameva Kevalam Haratasi Tvameva Sarvam Kalavidam Brahmasi Tvam Sakshadatmasi Nityam Ratam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi. And it goes on. But these mantras are worth learning. And if not learning, at least worth reciting, because they really take you deeply, deep into the essence that they're invoking. And remember, in a previous lesson, we talked about, in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, what you foster will foster you in return. The gods that you foster, they will take care of you. And by gods, if you don't like the word gods, the energy, the goals that you have in life, what you put your attention on, right? If it's just golf, or if it's just procedural crime dramas, and that's your thing, well, that will take over your life. So Krishna says, put your mind on something pure. Think of the divine. Think of the highest thing you can think of, and it will foster you in turn. So these mantras are very valuable, and I'll give you a couple of examples of such mantras. One is the Vishnu Sahasranama. These are the 1,000 names of Vishnu, and this is a wonderful mantra that takes about 45 minutes or so to complete. And these are mantras that you should get from a teacher, because you have to preface them with an invocation, and then you do the Sahasranama. Usually, the Vishnu Sahasranama is something that you would do to remedy a problem in your chart, in your horoscope. So often Vedic astrologers will give this out. There is also the Lalita Sahasranama, which is the 1,000 names of the Divine Mother. And it all depends on what your orientation is. But these are mantras that take 45 minutes to an hour to recite once, and once is all you need. But they're very powerful ways. They have 1,000 mantras inside them. Okay, so if you're fine with Om Namah Shivaya, which is a beautiful, profound mantra, many people have become enlightened with this mantra. Not to say have obtained special powers and miraculous healing abilities. This is documented in India. So it's not to say that the longer mantras are more valuable, but that there is more to Vedic mantra than just Om Ganganapataye Namaha. Okay? Now, if you can't do the long Vishnu Sahasranama, for example, every day, let's say there's a problem with the planet Mercury in your chart, and this has been prescribed, you can simply say the beautiful mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, here is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now, I want you to pronounce this correctly. So here, Namo, we have a short and a long O, right? Here is an exercise you can do to help you get these pronunciations down. Anywhere you see an O, just put a line over it. Anywhere you see an A, put a line over it. Put a line over it. Because in Sanskrit, remember, O, A, I, and Au are always long, which means you're going to hold that. That's going to be emphasized. The short ones are going to be de-emphasized. You're going to go quick, okay? So Om, we could put a line there, okay? Om Namo. See how quick the goes? Namo. This is an It's not Namo. It's not Om Namo. It's Om Namo. Namo. Then Bh, G, V, Te. All of these are short. Okay? So now I don't care how you sing it. You may sing Om Namo Bhagavate. Okay? Singing is different, but still you should try to pronounce it correctly. It's really Om Namo Bhagavate. Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So here, Va. This is a long A. Su. Short. De-va-ya. Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. See how quick you go on the short vowels and long you linger on the long vowels. And I'm not exaggerating. This is how you would say it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Then if you choose to hold the Bhagavate, still you're not saying Bhagavate, okay? You're saying Bhagavate, because this is the sound again, right? Not A. This is A, Vasu, Devaya, okay? And this Aya ending is the dative ending that we didn't get to the dative ending in our presentation on sentences, but you can see the whole chart in your book. And the dative means to, when I give something to somebody. So when I salute somebody, salute Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I give salutations to the son of Vasudeva. Remember our Vriddhi lesson? We have Vasudeva is the name of Krishna's father. Okay, that's his father. Then Vasudeva is Krishna. Why? Because we did a vriddhi of that first vowel. And as you remember, vriddhi will, 85% of the time, it'll mean possessing, that which comes from, which belongs to. So Vasudeva comes from Vasudeva. He belongs to, meaning he's the son of. Just like the example, Putra and Pautra. Right? Putra means son, Pautra means grandson. So there it is in practice. Wow, grammar in practice. And the ending Aya is the dative ending. So if you learn your Rama table, and I highly recommend that you learn that, just learn it by heart. Ramaha Rama Ramaha. Ramaha Rama Ramaha. Ramam Rama Raman. Ramaha Rama Ramaha. Ramena Ramabhyam Ramehi. Ramena Ramabhyam Rame. Right? You got the song there. So then it goes on. Ramaya Ramabhyam Ramebhyah. That Ramaya is the dative. Learn that whole table, because one of the best mantras you can do is saying the name of Rama. And in this table, you are chanting mantras. But not only that, you're learning Sanskrit at the same time. You're saying Rama, 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 Rama. And if you're a fan of Krishnadas, you know how ardent a devotee his guru was, and how ardent a devotee Krishnadas is of Rama. So what better way to learn than to chant the name of Rama while learning your Sanskrit? Or even better, to sing the name of Rama, right? So there is this beautiful mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, 108 times a day, and this will enlighten you, according to the sages and according to the ancient Shastras, which have shown people. Prahlad was a famous hero back in Puranic times who was enlightened with this mantra. So I'd like to conclude this presentation on mantras by giving you the planetary mantras for each of the planets. And if you chant these once, one time through every day, this is a wonderful way to get you in touch with the planetary energies. Or you can simply chant the mantra for that day 3 times. So today, for example, I'm filming, it's a Tuesday, and the mantra for Mars, which rules Tuesday, is goes like this. Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam Vidyut Kanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham. And then you say that 3 times. So on the next day, on Wednesday, you would say the mantra for Mercury. Okay? And on your screen there, you have the correlation of the days of the week and the planets. And of course, our days of the week come from the planets. Sunday is the day of the sun. Monday is the day of the moon. Mars is the day, Tuesday is the day of Mars. And in the Romance languages, French, it's mardi. In Italian, it's martedì. In Spanish, it's martes. It all relates to Mars. Now, English took the Norse myth, okay, for Tuesday, but it's still the same energy, okay? Then Wednesday is the same thing. It's Woden's day, and Woden relates to the planet Mercury, just as in French, mercredi, mercoledi, miércoles, okay? So Wednesday, Mercury. Then Thursday, we again took the Norse, Thor's day. Well, Thor is nothing but Jupiter, and that's the Roman name, and Zeus in Greek name. So we've named our days according to the gods and the planets. And the planet Jupiter, it represents Thor, okay? And then Friday is Freya's day. Freya is the goddess of love in Norse mythology. Venus is associated with Venus, of course. So Viernes, Vendredi, and so on. And Saturn's day, of course, is obvious. So here are the mantras for each of the days and the planets that they correlate to. Om Japa Kusuma Sankasham Kashyapeyam Mahadyutim Tamorim Sarva Papagnyam Pranatosmi Devakaram. Om Dadishankatushārabham Kshirodharnavasambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambhor Mukutabhushanam Dharani Garbhasambhutam Vidyutkanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham Priyango Kalikashyamam Rupena Pratimam Buddham Saumyam Saumya Gunopetam Tam Buddham Pranamamyaham Devanam Charashinam Cha Gurur Kanchana Sannibham Buddhibhutam Trilokesham Tam Namami Brahaspatim Himakundam Rinalabham Daityanam Paramam Gurum Sarvashastra pravaktaram bhargavam pranamamyaham. Om Neelanjana samabhasam Raviputram Yamagrajam Chaya Martanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanaishcharam Ardhakaya Mahaviryam Chandraditya Vimardanam Simhika Garbha Sambhutam Tam Rahum Pranamamyaham Palasha Pushpa Sankasham Tarakagrahamastakam Raudram Raudratmakam Ghoram Tam Ketum Pranamamyaham. Okay, so you can say each of these one time through, and they're there on your screen. I've also put them in your book. Or you can say them 3 times for the specific day that you're in. Perhaps one of the most meditative mantras, one of the most profound mantras that one can practice is the Soham meditation. Now, Soham, as you can see, has an avagraha. And this is where grammar comes in handy, right? Avagraha, which means a space holder, always stands for what letter? It's the letter And in fact, this is a Visarga Sandhi, which we have covered in the last lesson of this series. The original is Saha Aham. Okay? Saha means he or that. Aham means I. So it means I am that I am. But in Visarga Sandhi, the Visarga is going to turn into O, and the is going to be elided. And so we get Soham. Okay? Now, if you don't know this or you don't want to know about this, don't worry about it. But if you do want to know how this was done, just refer to lesson 12, where we talk about Visarga Sandhi. So Soham is the inner mantra of meditation that says when you inhale, the sound So, and when you exhale, the sound Hum. And please see Dr. Laud's teachings on this topic, or see your own meditation teacher for more information on Soham meditation. But the beauty of Soham meditation is that it's always with you. The Shastra says that you're always breathing Soham. It's going on right now, but you don't even know it. So what this attempts to do is to bring you in contact with that constant Soham that's happening inside. So even as I speak, Soham is happening inside. And this really embodies what the word mantra means. Man means the mind. Tra means to protect. Tra also means to cross over. So mantra is the vehicle that, on the one hand, protects the mind from damaging memes and mental viruses, right? That we can see all around us, from billboards to television ads and other political ideas and whatnot. So on the one hand, the mantra protects the mind. On the other, it helps us to cross over the realm of the mind into the realm of Turiya, which is the 4th realm. And so practicing just even Soham meditation will take you across, will ferry you across the river of thoughts that constantly bedevil our waking consciousness. Okay? Okay, so there are many more mantras that we can talk about, but this is a general introduction that hopefully will get you excited, hopefully not scare you off about saying mantras, because you start with what really resonates with you. And like I said before, many saints, all they've done in their life is Om Namah Shivaya, and that is enough. So thank you for joining me, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email, and we will see you next time.